Tara says, he told me first that woman hurts him so often that he will offer me his whole love and being when I show him how I love him and value him right. So you're both at odds here. You're both like, okay, when you value me, that's when I'm going to do it. And the other person's like, well, when you value me, that's when I'm going to do it. Right. And that's kind of a weird position to be in. If I were you, Tara, or Tara, I'm not sure where you're from or how your name's pronounced, but if I were you, here's what I would do. If I were you, I would make an agreement with him and I'd just sit him down and I'd say, look, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to value you and love you right if you value and love me right. And you're willing to value and love me right if I value and love you right. So let's just make an agreement right now that we're going to value and love each other right, and then find out what it means from him to be valued and loved, and then communicate to him what it means to you to be valued and loved, and then say, okay, let's do it. Let's do it right now. Let's do this thing where we're valuing and loving each other instead of getting upset when we don't do it, because it's a lot of it has to do with habits. When you meet somebody and you start dating them and you're in a new relationship, it's one of those things where you're like, you might not do things the way the other person wants you to do them. So you have to talk to each other through it. You have to be like, oh, this is what I like. This is what is attractive to me. This is what I'm interested in. Because the other person won't know if you don't communicate. And so you're going to mess up. You're going to make mistakes. And what's going to happen is you're going to end up finding out, because it sounds like, just to let you know, it sounds like the guy that you're seeing right now, Tara, is hurt, right? He has hurt. He has pain in his life. And so unless he heals that pain, if he's not coming from a place of being strong and whole, he's going to protect himself ultimately and end up hurting you and end up doing a bunch of things where he freaks out and does all that kind of stuff, which isn't necessarily a big deal if you guys have an agreement ahead of time and he's open to the idea of you letting him know that he's doing the sabotaging. And when you tell him, he starts getting his act together and he's working on healing himself and healing his past and changing the meaning that he has about women and relationships and dating and all that kind of stuff. And so I know that was probably a lot that I just threw out at you, but it's a big deal. There's a lot there, and it can be really, really difficult for two people to hurt and trying to heal people that are coming from a place of pain in their past who haven't healed themselves yet, to come together and create a healthy relationship. It usually doesn't happen, just to let you know. Usually what ends up happening is you guys just keep on fighting and you start misinterpreting things that the other person is doing, and then you butt heads and you're fighting a whole bunch more, and then it just blows up and it makes everything worse. And then you are like, oh, I'm never going to date a guy again. And he's like, oh, women are horrible. I never want to date another woman again. And you guys are just in this horrible relationship. And so really what you want to do is heal before you get into the relationship. That's the ideal scenario. But we'll see what happens with you, Tara. Keep us updated and let us know what happens.